I'm going to go over some best practices with the Inksoft proposals function, as well as the customer portal. So I'm logged into an Inksoft store. You notice I have three options here for storefront, store admin, and style editor. I'm going to click on style editor. For this particular store, you'll notice I have a background color that's selected as red. This is very important because I'm going to connect my proposal to this store. The aesthetics for the proposal are going to come from the color combinations that I created in the store. So in this case, I have a red background. If I want to change that to a gray background, I could go over here and do that, as well as change it to any of the other colors that I've associated with the branding for this particular store. So I'm going to change this back to red. Save and publish. And next, I'm going to create a proposal, and I'm going to link that proposal to this store. I'm going to select proposals, and then I'm going to click on the plus button to create a new proposal. So you'll notice over here when I add a customer, if I add a customer that's already associated with that store, like Craig Martinez here, you'll notice it's automatically going to populate Central High boosters. It's going to assign that client to the store. And why that's important is that's going to link all of the store settings to the proposals. So for instance, the branding, the logo, the address, it's also going to link any tax information as well as pickup methods. If this dropdown is not grayed out, that means that you can select a store and assign that customer to that particular store. This customer was already linked to the store because he was set up as the admin for that particular store. So I'm going to create a quick proposal here. I'm going to go and add an expiration date. Always a great idea in any proposal to add an expiration date as well as an in-hands date. I'm going to move that out about a week. I'm going to use an automated tax rate, but I'm also going to add payment details. And in this case, I'm going to set it up so that the payment is going to require a deposit. The deposit type is going to be a percentage of total, 50%, and the balance is going to be due 7 days from the approval of the order. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Save Proposal, and let's add a product real quick. Click on Next. I'll put some quantities in here. Add it to the proposal. And you'll notice the pricing here is retail pricing because this product was already in the store and set up with retail pricing because it was going to be a revenue share program where the customer was going to get a percentage of the profit for each transaction. So what I want to do is I'm going to override this pricing and put in wholesale pricing. So I'll just put in $12. We'll update the pricing and I'll save the proposal. So once I've saved the proposal, I want to send it off to the client. I can just use this little right arrow button here and send it to the client, but I want to view what the proposal is going to look like. I'm going to select the three dot button, and I'm going to select Customer View and Preview as Approval. You'll notice the color scheme from the store came in as well as the logo. I'm going to click on View Proposal, and then I'm going to select Approve and Pay. So all of the settings from that particular store are now transferred into this proposal. That includes tax settings as well as any kind of pickup method. So in this case, we're going to select payment method. Now, one other best practice is if you're sending over large transactions, I would suggest going into your payments and enabling ACH payments. That'll save you on your credit card processing fees. So the client would select ACH, put in their bank details, and check out. Once this proposal has been set out, it's going to be available in the customer's account, which is called the customer portal. Also, if the approval is approved, it will also be in the account. There's three ways to associate your customers with this store and with proposals. The first way is if they check out using the designer, it will automatically create a user account, but that user account is going to have very limited permissions. Now, when you first created the store, you would have assigned a store admin. That person has additional permissions that can log in and have full visibility on their customer account. So I'm going to go over here to the cog icon, and I'm going to go over here to contact info. And the person that I've assigned as the administrator for this store is Gregory Martinez. If I'm going to make any changes to the store manager, I need to make sure I click on Save and Publish. The third way to associate one of your contacts with this store is to create an account using user accounts. So I'm going to select Marketing. I'm going to select User Accounts. From the dropdown, I'm going to select Add New User. I can hit Apply, and then I can associate this particular user with that store. So complete this, click on Save, and I've created a new user. Once a customer has a user account, they can sign into their store. So I'm just going to sign in here real quick. I'm now signed in as a user, not as the store administrator. And once I'm signed in as a user, I can go to my account. I can view any open invoices. I can see past orders. If I want to initiate a reorder, I can go in here and click on View Order Details, click on Reorder. Instructions in here about what I'd like to reorder, quantities, sizes. When I click on Submit, this will send a message to the salesperson that's assigned to this particular order. I can also click on any of my designs that I've previously edited in the designer. So if I want to go in here and re-edit this Cougar's Pride design and change this from Central Wrestling to Central Soccer, all I need to do is click on the Edit in Designer. It will open up that product in the designer. I can change products, change the artwork, recolor the artwork, add a name drop. This is a great self-service opportunity. So if you have set graphics set up, the customer can go in and easily localize them to a specific sport or color scheme. The customer also has the ability to see any artwork they've uploaded. These are low resolution thumbnails, so there's no danger of them downloading and sending the artwork off to somebody else. They have their basic customer profile information here that they can update if they have a new email address. And they also have payment methods. So if they've checked out on a store, they can go and save those payment methods for future use. The customer portal is a great tool for helping a client to self-service. If you're working with the human resources department and they just want to place a reorder without having to email you or to call you, you can encourage your customers to use their customer portal. Another best practice is creating a store for all of your customers where they can self-service on reorders. The store doesn't have to be public-facing. It doesn't have to have any products in it. It can exist simply for the purpose of placing reorders and for the customer self-servicing and editing their own artwork. If I go over to Store Admin, I select the cog icon, I go to Privacy Settings, I can set this as a private store with a password so the customer can log in to process reorders, edit their own designs, and no one else can access the store except the person that has the link and the password. By connecting proposals and stores, you can create a great purchasing experience for your customer. They can log into their account and they can self-service on reorders as well as edit designs they've created with the designer.